Good afternoon, everybody. It's been a pleasure again coming back to New Zealand. It's always nice to come back, fresh air, nice food. I didn't really realize how fresh the air is until I was in Bangkok last week, giving a talk on mobile backhaul. And yeah, it's always a pleasure coming back here. Okay, the presentation will be shared between myself and John. I'm going to go on to what fiber and fiber to the home does. First of all, to justify Huawei paying me coming here to talk, a little introduction to Huawei. Huawei at this point is the #1 telecom solution provider. It has 120,000 people, and 150 of them are stationed here in Auckland. So you're at the BDO tower. Huawei started as a box manufacturer. It produced boxes for telecom industry. But recently, Huawei's new strategy is to become end-to-end service provider. You might find mobile phones, still the boxes, and also the CPEs, customer premise equipment from Huawei. And today, John is going to share with you the enterprise solution from Huawei itself. Coming back to the question, lighting up the world. What is fiber doing to us? The biggest question that everybody has is, do I need fiber? What effect it's going to do? Well, in Q1 2010, these are the stats. In North America, you have 7.5 million people connected to fiber to the home. Europe, 3.4. Asia Pacific, a whopping 39 million. At the end of the year, the number became 45 million. And just recently, as of December 2011, it's 54 million people who are connected to fiber service. If you translate that to how many subscribers per hour, you have 1,000 new fiber to the home subscribers every hour in Asia Pacific. Now, first question to our audience. Out of 55 countries in Asia Pacific, where do you think New Zealand stands? Top 10. Anybody? One person? Top 20. 1, 2, 3. Top 55. Okay. The answer is you're 12. You're pretty good. And with the role of UFB, by next year, we expect you to be in the top 10. So good luck to all the guys. Yeah. Okay? All right. Now, what is driving fiber adoption in Asia Pacific? Well, I asked this question to the CSO, the Chief Strategy Officer of Telecom Malaysia, just a week ago. We were having coffee and so on. Malaysia has a whopping take-up rate of 700% last year. So from 30,000 fiber to the home subscribers, it became 330,000 within 1 year. On average, 1,000 subscribers per day. I asked him, what is it that is driving all this take-up? He looked at me and said, we just provide them bad copper. Which is true, but sorry, I work for Telecom Malaysia, I can make that joke. Okay, but fiber itself is an enabler. Okay? It enables. It's not the fiber that makes a lot of things work, but it's the applications. The availability of broadband bandwidth at the fingertips, that is the killer app, and not a single app itself. So just imagine you're able to access that bandwidth anytime, anywhere. That is the driver for fiber. We are used to the HD TV you get from JB Hi-Fi, 1080 dp. Japan has started the 2K TV, digital cinema, which is 4 times the resolution. And of course, in experiments, you have the ultra high definition, which gives you 40 megabits per second. Okay? Things will come and fill up the bandwidth. You just have to give him the pipe. So that was the opportunity that fiber gives. What are the biggest challenges? Well, construction is the biggest hurdle for any fiber deployment or any fixed network deployment, because you need to start digging the ground, putting new fibers, and closing it up. And if a project is not planned properly, that number could go up to 70 to 80% of your total project cost. Now, why is that so? Why is construction so expensive? I'm going to show you some photographs. These are not photographs from New Zealand. This, on your left, you have a manhole. You open it up, there's a closure in there with existing copper, and yes, there was a dead rat in there. No joke. What do you have to do? You can't pull a new cable, it's hazardous. On your right itself, you have a duct going into your home, which is fully blocked because of all the silt, all the dirt going in. The only option that we had here was to do slot cutting. Bringing in a machine to a back alley, very noisy, for 7 hours to cut the slot from the nearest manhole into the wall, through 2 walls within the home, and provide the service. This is the reality of fiber provisioning. It is labor intensive and time consuming. But like any entrepreneurs, a challenge provides an opportunity for business. So in Korea, our very good friends in real estate started giving star rankings to houses pre-connected with fiber. It's like going to a hotel with 5 stars, 4 stars, and so on. So if you buy a house with 4 stars, the special grade, high-end ones, you get fiber pre-connected, 1 gig. 2 stars, you get Cat 5. 1 star, don't even bother. Okay, and it's growing. It's growing. This is what Taiwan is doing. Taiwan has 2 grades. One is fiber to the home, which is gold, and silver fiber to the building. The fiber goes down to the basement, and the rest of the building is VDSL. And the reason is because, like any value add that has happened throughout the century, from tap water, centralized air conditioning, home security, fiber to the home gives home buyers a reason to pay the extra 5%. Compared to house prices right now, 5% would definitely cover the installation and even free service for a year. Okay, now that was some business views of fiber. So is fiber just a faster connection? Just now you heard LTE does 100 meg. VDSL does 150 meg. So why do we need fiber? Oh, yes, those are true. Copper does have its maximum rate of 150 meg, but it is limited by distance. Again, with wireless, the 100 meg LTE is shared. The more people you have in the cell, in the sector, the less you have. So fiber will give you a dedicated bandwidth as far as 20 kilometers, or even extendable to 60 kilometers with the new fiber extender, and you're guaranteed that bandwidth. So fiber ensures you not only performance in speed, but reliability. And that's what you want. Next, the enriched user experience. Upload and download. Okay. DSLs are asynchronous, which means that your download speed is 10 times faster than your upload. Now, why is this important? We usually take information from the internet and not vice versa. It's because the invention of YouTubes, Facebook. Who here has Facebooks? Okay. I'm sure someone has uploaded huge pictures, video clips, and it's frustrating when you have to take 5 minutes to upload just a single photograph. Just yesterday, I was reading a magazine, for every minute in real time, 20 hours of YouTube videos are uploaded all over the world. There's more uploads than downloads, and hence the reason for fiber. Because fiber technology itself is synchronous. Your upload and download are the same speed. This also works for backups, if you're enterprise and so on. Now, this is an interesting demonstration. I hope it works, Vicky. That dots doesn't look that good, doesn't it? I'm sure it worked at every event other than this one. Ah, okay. Vicky! Too fast. Thank you. Okay, this is just a flash presentation. You can download it from the Fiber to the Home Council Europe. It gives you different speeds and how long does it take to upload and download the different volume of data at the bottom. So I'm going to select 600 megabyte, which is roughly 200 photographs on a CD itself. And the answer is on there anyway. So how long does it take to upload 200 photographs? 4 seconds. 4 seconds, and you can upload a full CD to the cloud or transfer it to anybody that you want. And that is the speed of fiber. Okay, thank you. Now, how does it benefit you as a company, as an enterprise? Everybody's heard of the cloud. From SMEs to service providers, fiber has its benefits. From providing software as a service to the end user, platform as a service, and also infrastructure as a service. An example is Netflix. I'm sure everybody here has heard of Netflix. It is a video rental company in America where they used to deliver hard copies of DVDs to their customers via the post, and it takes 3 days to reach them. So then they changed their business model. They started using the internet to deliver the videos through TiVo, Xbox, and so on and so forth, all the different platforms out there. There is 700 devices out there that will accept Netflix videos. And now the videos are on demand. You don't need to wait 3 days to get your video and watch it. I think in New Zealand, you have a very similar company which may take on this service, which is Fatso. Am I correct on this one? Fatso is there? Cool, thank you very much. Interesting name, though. Must have seen me in the airport or something. Okay, then comes IKEA. There's another one. If you have an Android app, you can download the IKEA catalog, click on the interactive buttons, and you get all the different furnitures, turn it around, different colors, and so on. Another one for all you ladies out there, Mary Kay. Ladies, anybody of you know Mary Kay? No. Okay, I need to clarify this. The only reason I know this is because my wife used to work there, okay? Not that I haven't tried this out anyway. Mary Kay has this very interesting website. You upload your photograph and choose the different hairstyle, makeup, and so on. If you like it, they send you a list. You can order it online, and they deliver it to you. So what fiber does in all these situations is that it's not only the speed, but it gives a link, a new connection between businesses and the customers to more effectively and efficiently deliver information and get the business. Right? So now, how has that fiber helped Huawei? So with that, I'm going to invite John to share the Huawei experience with you. So John, you have... All right. Okay. All right, with that, I give it to John. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name's John Hill, and in answer to a lot of people's emails last week, I'm not related to Sean Connery, and Judi Dench isn't my mother. So that answers those ones. So as Bernard said, we've got, we've got 120,000 employees worldwide. About 60,000 of them are now in R&D. So, and the company has been offshore since 2002 and are now going global. What that means to us is that we are actually putting our people out into the field, close to the market, and particularly our R&D centres. So at the moment we have 15 regional HQs, 36 training centres and 20 R&D centres around the globe. And we make every effort to localise them, make them local employees and everything. So in New Zealand at the moment we have over 100 local employees. So there are some challenges with that, particularly around the R&D. So one of the reasons that we chose to roll out our virtual desktop to R&D was mainly because we wanted to prove the security and things like that around in our R&D centre. So if we could use it and we could use it globally, then we were sure that other people would use it. Being global means that there's a lot of travel. One of the things you find in Huawei is you travel quite a lot, even I do, even though I'm based in New Zealand. And carrying laptops and things like that around when you're in R&D is probably not a great idea. Losing laptops can be quite stressful, but in our case, and most people who have an R&D centre, it can cost you millions, if not billions of dollars if they get into the wrong hands. So security was really important. So our aim was to give anywhere, anytime connectivity, and really the main thing was so that people could access this stuff and have it, all their information secure. So that's what our key aim was. And if you look at it, a survey of 484 companies in the USA showed that 85% of security threats come from inside the organisation, not externally, and that the losses from internal personnel are 16 times the loss caused by external hackers, which is pretty significant. And 70% of the losses are a result of people hacking into desktops. So this was another reason why we looked at putting our the virtual desktop into our R&D centres. So what we had was a traditional desktop architecture when we were based in China. So basically people were tied to the desktop, static. They had their own desk. They had this created a high management overhead, and the risk was high because it was a desktop. If you ever go to our HQ in Shenzhen, you cannot get in the R&D centre with anything that resembles a laptop, a camera, or a memory stick or anything like that. It is really locked down. So security for R&D globally for us was really, really important. So what we moved to was a shared environment, shared resources. We can connect anytime, anywhere, and you can see this. You can see this outside. We do have a mock-up of the virtual desktop. You'll see that there is a smart device set up there that you can log in and log out and do pretty much anything that you can on a normal desktop. So it was device agnostic, and all our information is stored centrally and is protected. So one of the some of the challenges that we were facing were really mainly around the risk. So the management, the maintenance and stuff like that are pretty expensive, but the risk was costing us over $20 million a year in costs. So our key thing was, again, the security was key. Managing the security risk was very expensive, and maintenance overheads were expensive as well. So what we actually ended up achieving is we started in Shanghai. So we had 10,000 people in our Shanghai R&D, so that was the first implementation. And we looked at it, what we achieved there. So there's 40% savings in CapEx through not having to buy PCs for everybody. There was a 70% reduction in the power consumption, and our CPU utilization went up over 60%. And it used to take us anything up to 3 months, especially when we went globally, to get a laptop or a desktop implemented in R&D. That went down to less than a week. So that's really a 92% increase in efficiency there. And one of the other things is on the maintenance side of things, Where a technician used to look after 100 nodes, they can now look after 1,000, so that's a significant cost saving in people as well. So basically that was really quick. I always have to follow Bernard, so he always takes up a fair bit of my time, so I've been asked to really run through it quickly. But our final message is fibre is not an answer to all our needs, it's just an enabler. So, and with our virtual desktop, you know, that's one of the cloud technologies is one of the things that it really enables. So that's me. Thank you.